What up, everyone? Welcome to Targeting with JK-47. We are on episode number 4. Number 4 already. So, based on your votes, today we're going to talk about demons and Zak Bagans. So, welcome, everyone. Had an investigation yesterday in Inglewood. Went pretty well. So hopefully get the video here soon. If there's anything to show, I will. But in the meantime, let's get on to it. So demons. Me personally, I don't believe in demons. I don't believe in angels. I think there's good people and bad people, and just like here on earth. And I think your energy from your living life passes on into the afterlife. So if you're an asshole in life, you're going to be an asshole in death. Whether you choose to move on or not is how that energy is going to stay with you. But I haven't encountered anything that I've heard growling or scratches. I'm not sure about the scratches. Good friend of mine says he's been scratched, so I don't know. I haven't had it happen to me yet, but I think it's just an asshole spirit. I don't believe in demons. I think it's a way that the churches keep us in line. I think it's a way to prove themselves as being good, even though all the shady shit's happening in the background. Best examples like the Mormon church, like they get all these donations and shit, and they build a mall, and you can't even see half of their religious things unless you're a certain level of their religion. So whatever. I think the churches are corrupt. I think I think they're in with Hollywood to make people scared and make them believe that they need them. That faith that you put in God. If you put that in yourself, you will still get the same outcomes. You're just believing in something that's here. Do I believe there's a higher power? Yes, of course I believe there's a higher power. I think there is something that is manifesting or giving us all this energy and feelings that makes things happen if you ask it. Did Jesus walk the earth? Yeah, I believe there's a guy named Jesus. But until the stories come through, and I don't know. I could try to talk to him on the spirit box, see what happens. But today we're talking about demons, so let's get to it. So definition of a demon, an evil spirit. It's interesting. It says in Webster's it's an evil spirit. That's just what I was saying, and it's an evil spirit. The Warrens defined it, or the church defined it, as an entity that never walked the earth. I really don't believe that. So, a source of agent or of evil, harm, distress, or ruin. So, yeah, it's an asshole. That's if I looked on Webster's under the definition of an asshole, it would be that. Let's see, number 2, a daemon, a tenant of power or spirit. Usually a daemon, a supernatural being of Greek mythology, intermediate between gods and men. Well, that's interesting. That kind of correlates with the spirit thing. And just like I said, in the Greek mythology, it doesn't say it's evil or good. So, one that has exceptional enthusiasm, drive, or effectiveness towards work. A demon for work. All right. So at work you can be a demon. I met lots of those in my previous job. So let's go to the next one. And these are older pictures, how they portray their evil demons. And I don't know. There's a lot of old photographs or drawings that are kind of skeptical, and a lot of these are all um, drawings in the 1800s, 1700s, when they didn't understand kind of what energy was or what it was. They were more concerned with living day to day, getting heat, this and that. And when something supernatural or spiritual came into their life, if it was a bad thing, then yeah, let's blame it as a demon. They talk to the church and they say, "Oh, you're possessed. You got a demon." And that brings up another thing as far as like possessions. Fuck, I really don't see it happening. So I think it's I've never seen one. I've seen people get influenced um, by spirit, but I've never seen or experienced it myself. So I'm the type of guy that if it happens to me, then fuck, it's got to be real, right? So let's go on to the next picture. This one's another demon. You can tell, it's just imagination of people, and the church took care of it, and just try to scare people. I mean, if you think back to the 1700s, 1800s, people saw these drawings. They're like, yeah, that's the evilness I saw. He's riding a snake with an alligator out of his shoulder and carrying a spike with these long claws and hoofed feet. That'd scare anybody back then. But it would keep people in line, from questioning their authority, and the demon thing, even today, like with all the Conjuring movies that are happening, like with Valak, in The Nun. That Nun, James Wan, he's a fabulous director, and the way he made that movie and the way that he created that demon was just an awesome thriller, But people take this stuff too much to heart, they it's like they want to believe in it, and they're like, oh, maybe it is real, and it's not, I have yet to experience anything that is that evil. The closest I came was at the Abbey when I brought my dog, and he growled, and the whole wooden pew that I was sitting on. I was doing it with Dennis at the Abbey and Sean Crusher. He's been on some shows, and he helps out at the Abbey, and they're very good friends of mine. And we were just trying to do some research and try some new things, and I brought my dog, and right when Sean came into the room, it was in the chapel. My dog just started growling uncontrollably, and like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is the first time he growled all night. We were there all like from 6 p.m. Right to 1. I think it was late, but not real late. But that was the only time he growled, and it was interesting because I was sitting there holding him on my lap, and he stopped growling, and I was like, oh man. It's like, you're all right, sitting there petting him, and all of a sudden the pew kind of moved. Like, these are huge, long, heavy wood oak pews, and I told him, and I was like, man, I don't know what that was. And then a few seconds later, we heard like a bang on the wall next to like where the father would come into the services. So I'm trying to get the footage from Dennis for that, so I can see kind of put my editing stuff in there, kind of light in the dark, and see if anything manifests, or we can hear anything better. But that was pretty much the illest thing I've ever experienced. But I've been from coast to coast. I've helped 15 different families, with stuff that they said, oh, this is evil and it's a witch, this. And, if you're an asshole in life, you're going to be an asshole in death, and you'll probably be considered a demon. So let's go on. So, crossing over into the demons and Zak Bagans, this next photo is of a film by Zak Bagans called The Demon House. If you haven't seen this, I don't know. You can watch it if you want. It's good for shits and giggles. But, the thing about Zak is that he is an actor. He is not an investigator. He's an actor. He straight up will lie and make things seem as worse as possible. And he's like, it's a demon right away, and this thing, and he'll, and if he's not getting anything, what he'll do is he'll start getting angry, and he'll start, kind of going a daze and just sit there, and I can sit there for a half hour and be like, I don't remember anything, but never had that happen. I challenge him. I'm like, bring me on one of your investigation. Let's see who the bigger man is. You're always the one sending Aaron into the rooms by himself because you're too afraid to go in there. I don't know why Aaron and Jay and those guys are still with them. I think they'd get a better experience not being with him, and I think that's why Nick Groff left him. What was that, in 2014 at the end of season 8? I watched them from the beginning. I saw them when they first started in 2008, I believe. I remember that first episode. It was at Bobby Mackey's, and it was awesome, man. It was better than Taps. And I think it was because they were in my age range, and I was watching these guys. I'm like, God, this is a great show. And the technology back then versus the technology now, I mean, it's just crazy. But growing with them, and seeing some of the shit and knowing what I know now, looking back at it, it's really stupid, man. This guy is a fucking jerk. Like he's just acting. That's all it is. He's just acting, and it should say for entertainment purposes only on his show. It really should, because he doesn't take the stuff seriously. And when he goes to house investigations, for example, he does nothing to help the people. He just goes there and says, yeah, you got a dark entity, puts the fear of God in them and leaves them on their own. And, it's just kind of bullshit, man. And then he got his own museum now. He's got his own shit. Like he just portrays himself as this supernatural badass. And I really fucking hate this guy. I really do. And and he's been challenged by a lot of people. I know, like my buddy Kenny Biddle, he challenges them all the time. He, come on the show, prove some of your stuff, let me dig through your stuff, let me see the original footage. And he's debunked a lot of his shit. And I just think it's friggin' hilarious. And and to be honest, and I don't know if Aaron or Jay will see it. You guys should just leave him and see where he goes from there. Let's see how he does on his own. I want to see him do his own shit. Just one person, no camera people. Use your own camera like you did in your demon house or whatever. I mean, you had cameras in the rooms, but he knew where they were, and he was crying like a little girl and just not impressive, man. And then so I think that demon house he it was in Detroit or something, I believe, and he bought it on site. So consider it an investment. So I'm sure the house, wasn't too much. Let's just say $100,000. I think it was in Detroit. So $100,000 for that house is probably pretty too much. I'm sure he didn't pay that much, but he spent $100,000 on the house. He does this investigation, makes this movie, gets all these cops and stuff to go along with him. I need you to say this. I need you to say this. You don't see the shit that happens off camera, but and I think tormenting, spirit that way is in the end, it's gonna be bad for him. So, he's so fucking fake, and he's such an actor. Like, so he spent that money on the house, and in the end of the movie, he ends up burning it down. But the money he made off of that documentary probably paid that house 4 times full, if not more. So he at least got $500,000 out of that. He just got an immediate investment within a year or two, So, and he burned it down, and I don't know if he got insurance money from it or what. They should probably do an investigation on him for that. So, but yeah. So I don't know how many of you watched the episode of last week. Nobody's typing in the comments. Feel free to leave comments, guys. I'll see them on here. I'm in the StreamYard, so bring it up from all these platforms. But last week I had James Fitzpatrick on the show. He was a client I helped. He was on Paranormal Caught on Camera, and I showed a video of these British I don't know, fuck faces, we'll call them, that are faking this shit, and I know they're faking it. I knew they were faking it, and Kenny Biddle, man, you guys, as an investigator, if you can't let somebody challenge your work and take it with a grain of salt, then just get out of the business, man, because we all want the same purpose, right? We want to find something new. We want to be able to explain it, have that scientific theory. We want to be able, to debunk it. If you can debunk your own stuff, then you're doing it right, But if you just take it for what it is and let somebody else debunk it, and you believe so much in it, then you can't take it with a grain of salt. Then just get out of it, man. Just do it personally. Don't post the shit. And same with the fakers, man. These assholes that are making these videos on TikTok and YouTube that are just fucking fake as shit. Like, Kenny did an awesome job. He just posted a video. I'll put it in the link here. It's a YouTube video of the video of these UK assholes showing the stuff. And he's using an editing software that makes it look freaking fantastically real. And I guarantee you that's what these people are doing. And I will not even watch any more of these because they're all fucking fake. Unless you go live. If you go live, then there can be no editing. Because you're live, you're right there. The only thing that could fake it is if somebody was behind the curtain actually doing it. And then if you're live and you go up to see and there's nobody there, and you don't hear rustling or running upstairs, and then that's legit. Also like timestamps, because when you record on your phone, there's no timestamps, nothing. You can't see the seconds rolling as it's recording and stuff like that. And if you do use the timestamps, we'd be able to tell that, hey, this video's been edited. All right, it's a 15-minute long video. What happened to minutes 10 through 12? And we'd be able to see that. But people won't do it because they just want the likes. They just want to be their 15 minutes of fame, 10 minutes of fame, or whatever they say. And I highly suggest you watch this video. It was intense, and I loved watching it. I have the same software as him. I'm gonna mess with it. I'm gonna see if I can make this basement look like a friggin' insane asylum. I'm gonna mess with it, and I'm gonna make the craziest video, and I'll put it on TikTok. I'll see what I can do. But that's just kind of my rant today. I don't see anybody commenting, so I was gonna talk more, but I don't know if anybody's listening. So, but yeah. So that's my theory on demons. Demons don't exist. Demons, angels. I don't feel them. I don't see them. I don't see that happening. As far as, like I was saying, like the exorcist, possessions, possibly, evil spirit is trying to take over their body, and I just don't see it as a demon. I sorry, I can't do it. There's been nothing. Like I said, I'm a visual person. I have to see it for myself. I have to be there in order to believe it. I was a soldier in Iraq, and I didn't know, what it's like to be shot at, and fucking bullets flying by. It's not fun. We made a couple comments on Facebook. Hey, Monica, it's good to see you. How's everything in California? Hope the house is still doing good. The family's doing good. Monica was a client of mine. She lives in a place where the graveyard was, and then they moved the graveyard, so she had some activity at her house. And we also did a private investigation on the next. After the third day, I think we went to the old LA Zoo. That was fun. Yeah, I had a good time out there. I was glad I was able to help her out and help the spirit move on. But it's just that thing. Like I said, I think the churches are just trying to take control of us and keep us in line and make sure they get money and stuff. I'm telling you, if you put that faith in yourself, you're going to go much farther in life than you would putting that faith and giving the money to the church. Give that money to your savings account. If they're asking for 10% to go to the church, put 10% in your savings. If you want to help a homeless person, go to the soup kitchen. Go to help them out. You don't have to go to the church and then go to the soup kitchen. You don't have to go as a group. It's in you. It's your intent. What's your intent in life? And that's what you'll get out of it. But I love you all. Short show today. Just pay attention to the group page. I put out the polls pretty much after the next episode, so you guys can vote. I'm gonna have next 3 topics, and we'll see if what we get to talk about. And other than that, I hope you all are doing great, and I wish you the best. And I thank you so much for following and believing in me. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I got some new ideas that I want to try out. The Mayhem event at the Abbey is going to be in May, in mid-May. So look for me on that. think I'm going to get out there before then in April. And then I think I have one more investigation coming up here soon. So keep you updated on that. Monica says, my cousin's house has been having issues, even dirt footsteps showing out of nowhere. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to do what you did with her place soon. Yeah, no, and it, like I said, Monica, it's all about, if you believe that you can help, do it. You know, I showed you what I've done, and you know, it's helped a lot of families, and I just believe that, you know, if this spirits or energy, you know, need help moving on, help them move on. You know, help them towards the light. You know, everybody has that power. So, but again, thank you everybody for following. Shout out to all our new members. One of my newest members, Katie Stafford. What's up, brother? My Army brother. Appreciate you joining. And you know, your ink box is working awesomely. It's very portable. I like it. Still messing with the shortwave. Haven't got anything to come through, so that's kind of my go-to now. To if I did get anything through it, it's going to be great. So thank you all, and goodbye. I'll see you next week.